Welcome back to the Racing Addicts Podcast. We are back in studio.
Hello.
We are a threesome or a thruple.
A thruple?
We are, that's the 2024 slang.
This is our first thruple in a while, too.
Yeah, I mean, we've been pretty monogamous. But we're back to being a thruple. And welcome, Mitchell. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How about you? How are you guys doing?
I'll tell you what, I am feeling a lot better than I was. I get COVID shot keeps kicking my ass like
Back in ER again.
yeah, back in the ER again
Yeah.
just because my organs are shutting down. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
Who do we have to thank for that?
The government. Actually, it was the employer I was working for at the time. Even though
Basically the
like-
government.
even though they were paying
Basically
me
tyranny.
a lot of money to do absolutely nothing, it wasn't worth it.
No.
It wasn't worth it.
Alex, you're in studio as always.
I'm always in studio. Unfortunately, I can't get away from here. Things fall apart when I'm not here, so I am in studio again.
It is true. We have recorded once without Alex, and it was odd.
I will say it was a really funny episode, though, because you guys just made fun of me the whole time.
Well, it's not hard to do.
But I did enjoy editing that episode because I thought it was pretty funny. So
Yeah, it's like that's new for you, like actually not knowing what's happening for the
it
edit.
is fantastic. Yeah. Although now I can write down all your curses live, which is nice. So I can.
Do you have to cut the A word out?
Yeah.
What?
It's a word. It's a thing.
It's a thing?
It's a thing.
What about if I
Or
say
PG?
asinine?
Oh, that's fine.
So if I just accidentally say asinine,
What if you're talking about a donkey?
Or Chase Elliott?
that's true. Like if I were to
You
say
said 9.
Yeah.
That's
Brad
a 9.
Keselowski reminds myself of an ass, is that legal?
He looks like a
'Cause he's
horse, not a donkey.
Yeah.
Well, what's the
Yeah,
difference?
he's more the gums.
I mean, long face.
One can mate and one cannot.
This is where we put up the
Welcome
face of a
to
donkey.
the Racing Addicts Podcast. This episode is brought to you by Adderall. We all forgot it.
Yeah. It's got to be a rough one,
It's
ladies and gentlemen. Got to be rough. That's
We're excited. I mean, we're back here. We are talking about Kansas. Wow, what a race.
Hey, this is like one of the 2 good tracks for the next gen. So,
Not for Josh Berry.
Oh.
I felt bad about that.
Should I wait to rant about this?
Yeah,
or
that'll
should we
be a
just get
grind
it?
by
Okay,
gear
I
segment.
love
We'll
it.
go
We'll
old
get that.
school.
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw it out
Yeah,
there that it was ridiculous.
Listen, you're not wrong. It was dumb, it was stupid, and NASCAR executives suck. So there's that.
Yeah, I mean, at what point, NASCAR...
I know Mitch isn't going to argue that. I
No.
saw your face. I had to bring it up.
Yeah,
Oh,
no
look at his
argument there.
face. Look at it.
Oh, does it look all shiny?
It does
And
look a smidge shiny.
It does.
Yeah.
But
I
on the
just got
bright
out of the
side,
shower. So.
The man is clean.
God.
So we had triple action at Kansas. All 4. Was ARCA there? ARCA was there.
I feel like it's 3.5 though, because ARCA's barely action.
Okay.
So it's like 3.5.
That's fair. 3.5. Let's just kick in with Connor Zillage and Xfinity. We'll start right in the middle. Man, what an impressive run.
I know.
After Eric Oriola almost wrecked him.
He saved it
Saved
somehow.
it, which is one of the best highlights I've seen. Alex is going to play it right now.
Crap. Now he just gave me post work.
That's post-editing work. You're welcome.
Dang it.
But wow, that was... Tell you what, man, I am so excited. I don't like jumping on the train. But
It's a good train though.
I think I'm going to buy an
think it's
88
good.
shirt as soon as it comes out.
I'm all for, and especially because it might be DEI font.
Ooh.
Don't forget, Junior now owns the number 8.
He does.
So the DEI font 8. So it could be a thing.
Could be a thing.
Could be a thing.
Could be a thing.
I like it. And you know what? He's respectful. He puts in the effort. Like, he's one of the young guns that I feel like I actually like.
I wanted him to wreck Eric at the end of that race so bad.
I wanted Custer to wreck Areola at the end
I
of
wanted
that race.
everybody to
Yeah.
wreck him. For one, right off the back, anybody who spells the word Eric with an A deserves to be shot in the face. That's like spelling Jeff Geoff. It just...
Oh my gosh. Sorry, Jeff Gill.
The Jeff Geoff, that throws me off, dude.
Oh,
That's
my
tough.
I'd be like, golf is calling. And be like, no, it's Jeff.
It's Geoff.
I'm like,
It's Geoff.
what?
So we had a customer back in the day, and he was like an anal retentive customer, and his name was Geoff. So anytime I'd be like, Mike, you're heading over to Geoff's house. He'd be like, oh no,
Not Geoff.
not Geoff.
That's a thing.
So yeah, Eric
think that's what's-
Almirola comes back. Actually, honestly, as much as I hate him, it was a pretty good run back to the first place.
Fantastic. It's great. Wonderful to watch.
Wonderful to watch. I'm actually on the wrong. Here we go. There we go.
I feel like I still am at a place where the only JGR car I can root for is Ryan Truex. Like I don't know why. I just I can't bring myself to it. No. But like when Ryan Truex is in the car, hands down.
I didn't even like Almirola when he raced for Stewart. Like,
yeah,
I'm not going to like him now.
I don't know what it is. There's a certain, like Chandler Smith is a great example of he will race his competitors one way and it's totally fine. But when he gets raced that way, he throws a little hissy fit.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is just the Joe Gibbs way of driving. And unfortunately, like, again, I think we saw it with Chase Briscoe this weekend. He's like getting his early onset Joe Gibbs racing, but it's like, I just can't stand that.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later. First off, let's rate the Cup race. We'll go into the schedule of events. Welcome to A2B Media Studios. We are the Racing Addicts, home of the biased.
Is this our third intro?
Welcome back. I had to catch up. I missed like 3 weeks, so I had to say it.
Oh, like every time.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I said welcome back every week just for you.
Welcome back. Holla. So, Mitch, if you were to rate the race, what would you give it?
Cup race?
Yes, the Cup race.
When we're doing numbers, right? I can't remember if it's numbers or letters.
Or A, B, C, D, E, F,
Always
G.
numbers, letters,
Honestly,
stars.
what's the first 10 letters of the alphabet?
Oh my gosh.
We're going,
No, but seriously, because I think we do numbers one week and then we do letters the next. I just want to make sure we're on the
We're
same
doing numbers.
page.
we
But,
like
we're
the
doing
numbers. I like the numbers. And
Okay,
10
numbers.
is the highest.
yeah, 10 would be
That's
an
the
A.
highest.
Yeah.
Give it 6.5.
6.5.
6.5. That's, you know what? I feel like I'm surprised at how low some people are rating it. Like, I don't know. I thought it was good. Maybe
Did
my
we see the
standards
Jeff
are so
Gluck
low.
poll?
Last I looked, it was at 82%. I
Positive?
will.
'Cause it was 82%
for sure,
negative for Bristol.
No. Oh, it was, dude, Bristol got destroyed. And
That was
I mean, we talked about it
trash.
last. Yeah, it's this car is garbage and everyone's sick of it. But like, what did you think, David? Because I feel like I was surprised how low everyone was.
So I actually didn't think it was that bad of a race. I think it would have been a lot better if Truex would have won.
I was silently rooting for that. I was really hoping the first two would wreck each other and then either the 19 or the 12 would win.
Yeah, like he
Just
just
not that
deserved it. And then I think Truex should have won it. I think either Truex or Busch should have won that race. They both deserved it. They both got screwed. Because who was it that cooled out that last caution? I can't remember. Was it John Hunter?
The last one, crap, I should know this. Cindric
It
was
was
one of the
Hocevar.
Oh, it
last
was
ones.
Cindric.
Oh, it was.
Or
You're
Cindric.
right. It might have been Hocevar.
Cindric or Hocevar.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hocevar. God, Spire.
Which honestly, that was borderline Chase Briscoe's fault too. But
Oh, yes.
Yes.
That was borderline
Yes.
Chase Briscoe's fault.
it's just weird stuff. But did you rate it yet? Sorry.
I did not yet. I think I will give it a 7.3.
I like that. It's a good motor too.
Yeah.
Power Stroke 7.3.
Power Stroke.
Good engine.
I think it's just, I mean, there was passing.
Yeah.
There was 3 wide. That was cool. There was a lot of good things about it. But the Josh Berry thing really set me off the beginning.
That I get.
Like
that I for sure get.
That knocks it down at least 2 points right there. Like the fact that NASCAR can't get their crap together when it comes to everything.
You're not wrong.
Like, so the first half of the season or first, 7/8 of the season when they get flat tires, or even in that race, they hooked up a rope and pulled him out of the grass.
Yeah,
Okay,
Jones, right, who
Yeah.
had 4 flat tires. Yeah.
And I didn't. What?
And everyone's defending NASCAR on this. And by the way, when we get to that segment, I do have proof that there was an exact incident, but even worse, that they towed the car back. So we
good.
will get to that. So this was very much out of what they've done in the past. But I get it. I think I'm still going to go an 8, just because next week's not going to be good. The week after is not going to be good. So it's like, I feel like I have to celebrate this win that we have right now. And I was still a little bit high from the Xfinity race, honestly. I thought again, Xfinity had the best race of the weekend.
Xfinity was a good race.
Like, no gimmicks, no stupid aero crap, and just amazing. Like, Kansas is that good of a track.
I'd say Chandler Smith was doing some aero blocking with Cole Custer.
1,000%. No, and honestly, Cole had 2 chances to dump him, and he should have.
He should have.
Yeah. But no, I thought it was an 8. The Josh Berry thing really set me off. Unfortunately, anyone who follows our Twitter account, sorry, that was me on Sunday. I was not happy because I just thought that was the dumb. And like, all I can see it, you can see into the future. And it's like, you see the stupidity with Josh Berry on Sunday. And I'm like, okay, what happens next week if that's Chase Elliott or Alex Bowman? Like, do we do the same thing? Do we not do the same thing?
I can't. I just can't deal with it right now.
Yeah. What happens if a Final Four spins and blows his tires at Phoenix?
Listen,
like,
we are racing fans. We are Republicans. We believe in small government.
Small government.
Get out of here.
That's right.
I just can't.
I know. They're the ones that designed the crappy tires, too, that pop every time you know.
The good thing is we did find one thing that split farther than Ross's eyes, and it was that watermelon.
It did.
That was a splat.
That was awesome. I love Ross Chastain's celebrations.
His celebration's pretty good. For some reason, ever since he shaved the beard, he's got like way too much like 2015 Kyle Busch feel to me.
Yeah, I don't like the Cole Custer mustache.
Oh,
he looks like
come on.
Oh, it looks creepy.
Oh,
and I don't like shaved Ross.
He had the wrestling on his car. He had to go with the stash.
I mean, that's fair. You bring up a good point. It's still creepy. I say shave it next week.
No, keep it in. He should have let the handlebars in.
That I would have liked that better, honestly. Yeah. What about a Cole Custer goatee?
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I don't know. It seems kind of off.
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't see any. I don't even know what mustache he has because I totally forgot. I thought the Xfinity race was at 7:30, so I got notifications saying it was over, and I was like, oh. I guess it already raced.
Yeah.
So I missed
that would have been a great night
idea.
race too. That's a shame.
I was gonna have it up while I was like watching, the other stuff.
Yeah.
But it was over. So
dang it. It's I don't know.
Well, fortunately, I was like incapacitated all week.
Yeah, because you were in the ER.
I was in bed.
Yeah.
I was able to watch more racing this week than I have in a long time.
That's true. And I will say one more props to Ross Chastain. I did update our board today. I wrote winner,
chicken dinner.
I know.
There we go.
Watermelon dinner, I guess.
That's right. Props to them.
Yeah.
Congratulations to our friends at the other podcast that we're always texting with because most of them are Trackhouse / Ross Chastain fans. So good day.
Good day.
First good day all year.
Solid showing for the newest Ford driver.
Winner number 2
in the 51.
Yep.
Recording Rick Ware Racing's best finish in Kansas on his first time out.
Who was driving that car, David?
Corey LaJoy.
That's right, baby. Come on,
that
Mitch.
had to feel pretty good.
That's pretty good. I was happy. I don't even know who's over there. I don't know who the crew chief is or whatnot, but I think I read that it was St. Smith's old crew chief. He was in trucks, but it was a good day. Yeah, it's a good thing. He had a little bit of success. Yeah, and I feel like he races better in Fords anyways. The days of, I know Go Fast was pretty bad, but he was still able to get top 20s with them a lot. I mean, I think
that's true.
Got like 19th, I can't. So,
also, that Scooby-Doo car looked gorgeous, so that's worth something.
That's true.
Yes. I have that somewhere. But yeah, it was cool. I know I've seen this Spire's just struggle. It was kind of weird.
I loved watching the 7 spin out. Like, I just don't like Spire. Like, the whole thing. We're in this the long term.
And then they bail on him after 3 months.
Like, just the whole thing. I'm just tired of it.
I'm done with Spire now. I don't like him.
I tell you what. I think we've talked in private about my dream of the reason they did not announce Corey in the 51 next year is because he's going to run full-time for Brad in the 60 car.
Please.
If that happens,
Ryan Priest to Rick Ware.
If that happens, I mean, the 51 would be good too because it's still basically an RFK car. I mean, look how he qualified. It was Buscher, Brad, Corey.
That was great that you noticed that. Literally all in a line. And then the 15 was like way down here.
Yeah.
I was like, please, please don't be like 2 seconds off.
Yeah.
Which,
by the way, shout out to Kaz Gralla because the one time Blaney had to start in the back because of a stupid tire being loose, and Kaz spent the whole first 2 laps blocking him. I'm like, dude, are you like, you're not even close on speed. Like, give
He's
me a
racing
freaking
for a
break.
job, man.
Actually, while
I
we're
can't
on,
stand it.
What is this? Let me look at.
We looking at who's number 2 in the points? Because I can tell you who's number 2 in the points right now, ladies and gentlemen.
No, we're looking at who wrecked 1/2 lap into the race. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen. Ty Dillon sucks ass. A 9.
That was
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
that was
in the
that was
in-car,
worth it.
in the in-car camera,
Smooth.
it's like he's like, yeah, you got the 16, and that's Ty Dillon, and you got the John Hunter, and all. He says, whoa. He said, we got to get out of here. He said, yes, we do.
The best was, I know I sent you the Josh Berry clip. Did you hear that they immediately blamed Ty?
Oh, yeah.
They're like, yeah, Ty just like didn't lift. He just drove it into the car.
Drove right into He's
yeah.
up, figures. Like,
And ladies and gentlemen, back again next year in the Cup Series, Ty Dillon.
the good news is, I mean, somebody's got to run last.
Well, and the good news is now, like, I feel like even if our drivers have an issue next year, they're still guaranteed at least 37th.
Yeah. Well,
Because
and
Ty's going to have that last spot locked up.
Well, and one thing I think we didn't talk about, like one thing that's not on our list here, so I can talk about it now, is what is colleague doing? Like, what jackass is running colleague? Because
It's honestly depressing, if I can be honest, because do you remember when they used to be the trophy hunting team?
yeah, I mean, they were go-getters. They were the next
Yeah.
big thing.
Now they're like, who shows up with a check team?
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, ugh, that's horrible, horrible.
I'm not, and I love Chris Rice. Like, I love so much about that team. I just don't know. And their Xfinity lineup sucks too. They got freaking Daniel Dye in there. They got, maybe that was the only bad part, but it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm giving them
else is
a
there?
F.
It's Josh Williams is back, I'm pretty sure, which I'm okay with.
Oh, yeah,
Josh
he's
Williams
back,
was a
and-
one-hit wonder. He got
Yeah.
black flag, parked on the thing. Good for him. Made some money off it. He actually sucks. I don't care. I don't care. I'm here. I'm hot takes. He sucks. It's not even a hot take.
I'm willing to give him one more year because Ty Dillon has gotten like 20 years, so I'm willing to give Josh Williams one more. That's where
I
I'm
know,
at.
man. I watch these new you see these new drivers come in.
Yeah.
Hocevar, Connor Zillage.
for sure. Absolutely,
These
yeah.
generational talents that are coming in. And-
it's probably not a hot take, but SVG is for sure on that list too.
SVG.
Yeah.
Like these guys that are coming in and having success on at least one style track.
Yeah.
2, 3 style tracks. I mean, that was the first time Connor Zillage ever run a mile and a half track. He got 5th.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
First time he ever run a
Pretty
mile and a
good.
half. Did they have practice?
I mean, just the same
30
as the
minutes.
Cup,
Like
not much.
3 laps?
Yeah, 15 minutes. Which and while we're talking about that, Carson Quaffle dang near won Dover his first ever time there.
Yeah.
Like that never happens.
Connor
Like,
Zillage? Or not
it's-
Connor Zillage. Who's the other one?
we had
Corey Heim.
Corey Heim.
Corey Heim, generational talent. Like that's the guy.
Yep.
They go out and dominate. And I understand that they're in good equipment.
They
But the
are.
reason
They
they're in
can
that
execute.
equipment is because they can drive the crap out of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, Corey Heim showed that Friday night because he started dead last.
Oh, he just
And
drove through the field.
and he won the second stage. Like,
Then he
It's
drove
just-
through again, like at the end. Because
Yeah.
he had that.
yeah, they had that weird pit cycle.
Yeah.
and the 38 was good. Like, I know.
I thought when he
Mitch-
had to pit with like 17 to go, he was screwed.
yeah,
Or it might not have been 17, but it was not
it was
a
a
lot.
late cycle.
Yeah,
it was
might
a
have been
late
27.
cycle.
It was somewhere in there, but it was like, oh, he's pitting with all. He did have like a sizable lead, but
Yeah.
he came out like 25th.
Well, the crazy part is that last cycle, the 99 just didn't pit. That was their strategy. They're like, we're just going to chance it. And like, even before he ran out of fuel, I think Heim was only like 2.5 seconds behind him.
Yeah.
Like, he had run him
He was
down.
coming. Yeah,
yeah.
It was like, oh, because he was closing like a second a lap. It
Yeah.
was insane. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think he was going to make it. It would have been a good finish.
Yeah.
And it does sadden me that Ben Rhodes ran out of gas. But come on, math it, man. Arithmetic works.
It does. I think, well, that was their Hail Mary because they just sucked. Like,
They
the
did
99 just hasn't had speed all year, honestly. It was by luck they made it this far.
Yeah.
So, I
Hey,
mean,
let's-
Daniel Dye made it this far, so apparently anyone can.
We're all over the place. How did we even get to
are.
Xfinity?
I don't, because we got ranting about drivers being in rides they don't belong in.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
But Mr. Host, why don't you take us back to the track, back to the path?
Do you think Briscoe's move was dirty? Mitch.
Oh, wrong button.
I don't know. I mean, it was weird. Like he gave him like 95% of the room. I think they said on the broadcast, which that's what it kind of looked like. I think it wasn't necessary, but if he was trying to stay on the lead lap, because of his playoff situation, I don't blame him for it because that's what the format gives you.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It was dirty. Yeah, it's dirty. If it wasn't for the format, I wouldn't have to do that. But
And I 100% agree. And honestly, the biggest thing that solidified that thought for me was Chase Briscoe's interview afterwards, where he basically admitted, like, yeah, well, if you get, if someone runs you tight and you get on your right side, you're just going to wreck. There's nothing you can do. But man, I didn't want to do that to Kyle. And I'm like, well, you can't have both of those statements come out of your mouth. Like, one of them is contradictory to the other.
Well, yeah. I mean, he helped him out. I mean, actually, it might have helped him advance. I mean, we look back all the years of how things were manipulated with a water bottle caution at Homestead. I think that ruined Carl Edwards' championship. And then Harvick doing his thing at Talladega.
Oh, at Talladega, I remember that. Yeah, it was bad.
Doing that. The whole itchy arm thing at Richmond.
Brett Griffin.
So, right. So, you got to do what you got to do to please the or to win. To win. That's what the format. That's what this. Yeah. That's what the sport gives you. So
it's definitely hard for me as a fan because I look at. I mean, obviously, you can figure out my two favorite drivers of all time here, the 6 and the 12, and like what Chase did yesterday. I don't think you would ever see Mark Martin or Ryan Blaney do. Like, for me, there's a respect level that you have to maintain, and I feel like Chase crossed that line. So I'm with you, Mitch. I was just disappointed. I expected better out of Chase, honestly.
I agree.
Yeah, class-wise. Yeah.
I mean, especially, and I get you're in the playoffs.
Right.
But you also understand that Busch is going for that win.
Right.
So you're both in particular situations. However, you're the one that's underperforming.
Well, and don't forget, Kyle Busch could have wrecked him 3 weeks previous to win at Darlington and didn't. Like that's one more.
Kyle's been driving with some respect these days.
Oh, I like Kyle Busch.
So I'm not having. But another thing on the list is Alex. If you could rewind back in time, somebody in this room happened to pick a champion.
I set this point up just for you. I want you to know that.
Did you notice how well Alex Bowman is doing? Bowman is a showman, and he's putting it out there.
I'm impressed.
He's honestly, like slapping that thing up over his shoulder, like, ha! What now?
Blue Chew.
This episode is brought to you by.
So what's crazy is I think it was Gluck or Bianchi were actually talking about the fact that there is a legitimate path to the championship for Alex Bowman. Like,
he's killing it.
You're not crazy. I mean, he's outperforming Chase Elliott in the last 2 months. Like,
he's currently running 6th. If this is up to date, let me make sure it's refreshed.
Yeah, and honestly, if it wasn't for he made a mistake on that last restart, if it wasn't for that, he'd be way higher because I think he dropped like 8 or 9 positions.
Yeah.
Going for the win.
And this is also now. And think about this. He's 8. Freaking screen's covered in water from your leaky roof. I can't even see past the dried watermarks. But he's 8 points positive, but he doesn't have all these extra points. Like he had a so.
I believe he started yesterday below the cut line.
Yes, he
I'm
did.
pretty sure. And he won a stage, by the way. Props to that.
Yes. Right now, Reddick, Suarez, Briscoe, and Cindric is currently below the bubble.
Yeah, I think most of them are staying there, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler Reddick has a chance.
And they sucked yesterday. Oh my gosh, they sucked.
They
yesterday.
were horrible.
Like, I did not have.
I just burped in the microphone. That was
good. The gate caught it. I didn't even hear it.
Did it?
Yeah, I didn't
Praise
hear
the
it.
Lord.
I love it.
Technology.
I did not expect Reddick to suck that much, but it's a valid point. I mean,
I think the only option he has at making it is, well, I think right there. I think he could either beat out Chase or Joey.
Who's that? Bowman?
Reddick.
Oh, yeah. I think so.
Bowman's going to be in the championship for, brother. I already called it.
Yeah, it's becoming less and less of a bold take. Mitch, like, are we crazy? Like, what do you think about this?
So I don't know, because Reddick won at Talladega before, and we have one more race after that.
Thank you, Roval McDowell.
Roval. Hello, road courser Alex Bowman. Where did he win?
True. I think Bowman could definitely make it. He's always usually in the final 8. So one of these years he's going to persevere. And I think if he's pretty good at the Roval too. Like he's won that, or he's been close to winning it. That's to get in the round of 8 though. But I think it's a shot. It's just round of 8 usually gets him. So.
Yeah. Well, what's going to help him is you have some of your like top tier guys that are just off right now. Like Hamlin is just not.
He looked okay yesterday.
He looked okay, but man, it feels like something's missing there. And then again, Larson, it's the same story where Larson either wins or finishes 30th.
Yeah.
So, like legitimately, like, and again, Gluck and Bianchi were talking about this. Larson could get knocked out this round.
Yeah.
Like that is very much at play because he's not great at the Roval and he's not great at Talladega.
Well,
like,
I mean, you could be great. It doesn't matter. Talladega,
right.
You could be great, and
boom,
all of a sudden, Ty Dillon's in the side of your car,
or Michael McDowell, as we saw in the spring.
God, I hate that guy. Why would you even say his name around me? I was in a good mood.
Don't you?
You know what? Just move on. We'll move on. Real quick, let's touch on the devastation in North Carolina. If you are listening to us from there, our thoughts and prayers are with you. I mean, seriously. That is insane. I mean, biblical proportions of destruction.
Yeah, I've
like if you are not right with the Lord, you might want to get there because
today's the day.
Yeah,
today's the day.
And while we're on that more of a lighthearted moment, big shout out to your number 3 favorite driver, Greg Biffle.
Dude,
who is so out there doing Jesus' work. I mean, this man is flying. He said that he has. So I just saw a post tonight that he has. Predator is giving him a whole truckload of generators to fly in.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
So and then there's like 2 or 3 other big companies that are just like all of it's getting delivered to his house in the morning. Like
and he's just
truckloads and truckloads of stuff, and he's just going to fly it back and forth. So if you want to know why we get so fed up with NASCAR and their liberal tactics, it's because our drivers are amazing.
You're right.
These drivers are American. They know what it's like. They got money, and they know that they're the ones that can do it. Nobody can get in Asheville. Greg Biffle can. He's got a helicopter in the backyard.
Well, I think his social media, which, by the way, in honor of our statement, Greg Biffle just got the #1 spot on the podcast
snap.
Show. Yeah, I had to. This felt like a worthy time to do it. You know, I hate to unseat the championship car, but I mean,
it'll be back.
You had to. I mean, it was good. And I saw his one social media post. He was like, I got sick of the federal government not doing anything and decided it was my time to get in. And I'm like, dude, come on. That's a freaking American right there. Yeah.
And then I think Edwards is doing something too.
Yeah, and I saw...
Well, he just doesn't talk about it because he doesn't believe in social media. We just don't know.
Let's say something like Kansas or something. He was there apparently at Kansas. I didn't know that till afterwards.
I did see something about him. Was he he did something with it.
He was driving the pace car.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, getting all the question about when he's coming back. But yeah, I've been following this Asheville thing really close, and it is like, dude, it's heartbreaking because there's entire towns gone.
Yeah. Like, dude, I visited that town a few times.
Yeah. Right. I have some friends that live there, and they're sending pictures that are like,
it's just unreal.
I mean,
it's a small town.
The death count. I mean, and there's people they're never going to find.
No, I mean,
you watch a video of that 60-mile-an-hour mudslide, and it is just heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
So our thoughts and prayers are out with you. We just sent out, our church, we just filled up a U-Haul.
Love it.
At 7 o'clock, they left tonight, and they're headed down with, like, piles of stuff.
That's awesome.
Water.
I love it.
Food. Gas.
Honestly,
we literally are sending gas.
Well, yeah, because they can't get that. They can't get it.
How crazy is that? I was like, oh, my gosh, I don't think this is rated for this. I don't know about how. Do you know how hazmat drivers work?
I'm pretty sure you got to be licensed for that. Yeah. But they straight up have nothing. Like those that they've even found or are still alive, like still they just have nothing.
And money's not doing it. Like they're not asking for gift cards.
Yeah.
Because that's doing nothing. They need water. They need batteries.
The Target doesn't exist
anymore.
You know
the number 3 thing they're asking for? Candles.
Yeah.
That's what they need, candles.
That's crazy.
Like, this is
wild.
And what has the government done to help us?
Nothing. They actually haven't done a thing.
I haven't seen one thing out of our president or our vice president.
Well, they're too busy with the campaign, important things. And, by the way, we just sent another $2 billion to Ukraine, so don't worry about that. We got that covered.
Speaking of $2 billion, Alex, let's talk about your accolades. Alex had the
I'm really
privilege
curious where this is going.
of mixing
I got this, yeah.
and running sound for vice president candidate J.D. Vance this weekend.
For the next vice president of the United States. Yeah, I did. That was pretty cool. I got to do sound for J.D. Vance.
And didn't you also run into who'd you run into there? I can't remember who you said.
Hi, McCormick.
Oh, I mean, I ran into the day before at random. Okay, let's talk about random situations. we were headed out to Pittsburgh and we stopped at the Flight 93 Memorial in Shanksville just because we've never been, which is crazy because we live in PA. Like you have to go see it. Which,
It's only
by the way,
an hour and a half away.
I know. Which, by the way, if you haven't been there, you totally should. Like it's somber, but it's just being there is like I don't know. It just feels something. But I'm walking through this little area they have, and I'm like, that guy looks like Ken Schrader. And I kind of just keep walking. I'm like, it's just, And then I walk by him again and he's wearing a Federated Auto Parts hat. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that might be Ken Schrader. And I'm like, we're at a Flight 93 Memorial. Like, I'm not going to go, hey, are you a NASCAR driver? But I'm like, I'm just going to let him go. And we start walking out and we get halfway out and I'm like, screw it, babe, hold on. And I literally just turn around, I go back. I'm like, hey, I'm really sorry to bother you. I said, are you Ken Schrader? And he goes, yeah, man. And he said, and of course, I'm wearing a Danny Dietrich shirt and a Justin Allgaier hat at the time.
Yeah.
So he's like, honestly, I saw your attire and I was kind of expecting you to come over. And then he laughed. And I said, I'm really sorry. I said, I don't want to bug you long. And my wife came over and then he actually asked, because my wife's pregnant for people who don't know. And he's like, oh, when do you guys do? And so we actually had like this little chat for a while, which was really cool. So I got to meet Ken Schrader.
Once again, NASCAR legend. These people are American.
And Ken is
He's
the everything
just hanging out in
legend.
Pennsylvania? Like, I'm confused why he's just
in
hanging
Somerset.
out there.
Yeah. Well, I think I think they were passing through on the turnpike, and I guess they just had time to kill, and they must have saw the signs, and they're like, let's just go check it out. Because literally, so in the parking lot was both of their haulers.
Oh.
So the big Federated Auto Parts haulers were in the parking lot at the 93 Memorial. So
that's a dead
crazy,
giveaway, Alex.
Well, no, they came after we got there.
Oh.
Yeah. It was
You drove by. Oh, that's strange. That's a hell of a spot to park.
Is that
That's
Jeff
definitely not a race car
Bodine?
driver. Tee off.
G off.
G off.
I didn't even try that. That's funny. That's a good callback.
That's his name.
Listen, when we were down in St. Lucia, there was this guy there that was so like awkward and like he made me look timid, right, with his statements, which is
That's a lot.
it's a lot,
That's
right?
A lot.
And I was like, listen, dude, I'm at as much as I can take. Like anything more than me, I can't deal with. Even less than me for other people, like I can't deal with it.
I mean,
And
agreed. Yeah, you're good.
he's like, he's like, yeah, well, guess what? Jeff Bodine did my wedding.
Wait,
And I was
what?
like, he like officiated his wedding because it's like his girlfriend or his wife's uncle or something like that.
That's actually kind of cool. That's kind of dope.
Oh, that's kind of cool, I guess. I hate those guys.
He should have worn like a
Still
Dale Earnhardt
around.
suit or something.
No. Back to what we're talking about. Bell is choking away a potential win. What is up with him? He drives through at the end of every stage. He wrecks. He drives through.
I don't
He
get
wrecks.
it.
I mean, he's choking harder than Denny Hamlin's pit crew.
Shoot, you're not wrong.
But he's going to win the Roval probably, like he does.
He does.
Yeah.
Just get a random win
Probably.
and make it to the next round. But yeah, he is struggling though.
He is.
Like,
He's known to show up when he shows up. He's a win and get in kind of guy.
I think that's why I was so shocked because I actually had Bell picked to win Sunday, and then after I saw him won the pole, it was like, oh, it's a lock. He's done. And it was so bizarre. It was like with 5 laps to go in every stage, he's just like, screw it, I don't want to make this turn.
Yeah,
It was just weird.
Just ran his stuff out.
Yeah.
Speaking of not making turns, we kind of already touched about it, but let's go off the rails here about Josh Berry. So, welcome back to NASCAR Cup Series, Ty Dillon. Way to make it 1.5 corners before you wreck somebody. I watched the in-car for the Berry situation, and
Does that not make you want to like rip your hair out and start screaming?
I don't know how Childers did it.
I
Like, he's like, do not get out of the car. They're putting him on the road. They towed him into the camper section.
Did you like? I think Childers said, "Do not get out of that car until you have no other option." And Barry is like, "I think we're at that point." He's like, "I'm parked in between 2 campers, and there's a rollback in front of me. Like, I think we're there."
Well, and they hooked him up front. Well, what's crazy is NASCAR had to come down and say something because they hooked him to the front like they were going to pull him
Right.
to the pit,
like they should have.
and then I don't know. Like I am so. How libtarded is this?
So, and if you watch watching the in-car made me even more angry for a variety of reasons. One was the way they handled it. Two, he hit nothing.
Nothing.
He got spun. He kept it off the wall, came down, kept it off the inside wall, and then stopped. That car was brand new, ready to go.
So you're telling me because the bead came off on the tire and it was off the wheel?
I guess that was their justification.
That was the justification.
They counted that as damage, which is freaking bullcrap because, again, we've seen this before. This is not new. And I will bring up my example because the big thing was, well, what's the example that this exact thing has happened before? Joey Logano last year at Pocono. He gets right hooked, bounces off the wall, bounces off another car, has 4 flat tires, and got towed back to the pits.
It
Pocono
happened
last year.
It happened the beginning of the year. How many times?
Yeah.
Like enough that I couldn't take like note.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was standard.
Well, it was. And NASCAR's claim was, well, those were all independent spins and they weren't involved in a wreck. So that's the difference. And I'm like,
a caution is a caution is a caution.
Yeah. And again, they did it for Joey last year. So like, again, where is the freaking consistency? It's driving me nuts. Mitch, I need you to be more mad and chime in on this.
Oh, I missed the whole thing. I was watching the Bengals because Andy Dalton was making a drive, so I had to brace myself. But yeah, I'd never seen a clip. I don't even know what happened.
The Bengals win that game?
You guys, yeah, they won, thank God. But we're not going to win next week with the Ravens after us. Either way, I didn't see it, so I really don't have much input. But this sounds like a really dumb call. And now I'm getting this visualization like he was parked between 2 campers. I wasn't even.
Oh yeah,
like I have no idea.
You have to send them.
I said, Mitch, I'll text you the link.
Yeah, you gotta watch
it to David. You gotta watch this.
It is insane. Okay, so I don't even know if we need the next. This is like the dumbest topic we have, Alex. But the status of the next gen car sucks.
Yeah. So the only reason I put this in here because our biggest line has been that this car is good on like 3 tracks. Here's where I'm starting to get concerned. Charlotte and Kansas were on that list. Charlotte this year was not great. Now, granted, half the race got cut off because NASCAR decided it was too humid. But still, like, I mean, Mitch and I were there. Like, the first half of the race, like, it felt like everyone was stuck and couldn't pass. And then again, I looked at Kansas on Saturday, and multiple drivers were talking about how huge track position was.
Yeah.
Because even at Kansas, which is arguably the best track with the next gen car, you still couldn't pass. Wide. Yeah, you still can't pass. Yeah. And then my mind went back to an earlier comment from Kevin Harvick where he said, the biggest issue with this car is the competition is only going to go downhill. Because he said, I know, that's new, isn't it? You like that? I
just hit my damn head off it.
I know, you're welcome. Now you got another diecast shelf. Anyway, I was reminded of Kevin's comments where he said the biggest issue with the next gen car is because of the way it's built, because of being a spec car, because of everything, the competitive nature is only going to get worse because as teams figure it out, you're going to have more and more where you can't pass and drivers can't do anything. Yeah. And it's like, I feel like we've already been seeing that this season. And now to see even Kansas, which is like this is like the cream of the crop. Like this is the best track that we have to look forward to with this car. And we had so many moments where drivers were stuck. And I'm like, oh no, like, is this, like next year is Kansas a dud too? Like, is this literally the end of the next gen car? I don't know. That I had that thought and I threw it on the list just because like it's something that I've been noticing and I felt like it had to be brought up. So the term "it could ruin a wet dream," everybody's heard it. Well, that's NASCAR executives for sure. Yeah.
If you can ruin Bristol,
right.
Period.
There's end of conversation.
That is it. If you can make the especially I don't know. Like now I was on last week, so you had to give me a little bit of like let me digress a moment here.
Oh yeah, that's right. We never hit me.
What? That's why I was almost I was trying to make it to the podcast. I probably could have made it, but I was like, for what?
Yeah.
They ran in a circle for
there was nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about.
It was it.
Yeah. We did share your summary last week on the podcast.
Oh, thank you.
Which I believe was F this race.
F this race. Yeah. It was just trash.
Yeah.
And So I'm going to say that. I am going to give you a hard truth that I have.
Uh-oh. All right, hit me.
Brad Keselowski will never win another championship.
Oh, that hurts.
Because he cannot, like, if we're going to have a road course in every single stage of the playoffs.
Well, that's a good point.
He will never win.
It's a good thought.
So, I don't know if it makes me upset because of his inadequacy. It's a big word for hillbillies. I apologize.
This car also doesn't reward what used to make drivers great because we've seen Kyle Busch struggle. Yeah.
Why do we have to fix things that aren't broken? Thank God they went back for Xfinity. The Xfinity race was awesome. Yeah. Besides the fact that Ariola won and Custer lost because Custer deserved the win.
I'm just glad Chandler Smith didn't win. But sorry, Mitch, you were starting to chime in on that too, and I wanted to make sure you had a chance to weigh in.
Oh, no, I was just going to say this car could ruin a country. This car's it's terrible, I think the next gen, it debuted in 2020, right? Isn't that when things started changing?
We're going to start calling this car the Sleepy Joe.
You know what? If it has to get so bad that we have to make a change, and I hope it gets so bad that we make a change. It's not my number one priority anymore.
No.
The late model race I went to this past weekend was 1,000 times better. Then
we'll talk about that in 3 segments.
We will, but you're 100% right. I watched the whole race and it was fantastic.
I did not because I refused to buy Flow. I refused to pay for another streaming service.
Well, if you're not sick next time, just come over.
Yeah. So Hill dumped Herbst, and Herpes was coming after him.
Yeah.
I thought, and like,
just laughing at the fact that you called him herpes.
So he comes up. So I'm thinking about this. So, Riley Herbst is what, like a $110 wet, right? Yeah. So he's coming up down pit road after the race, and he's like rammy, like, oh, I'm coming for you. Austin Hill jumped out of his car faster than I've ever seen him move before, ever. Even when he beat the shit out of that last guy. Shiitake mushrooms out of that last guy.
You're good. Just keep talking. I'm writing down the timestamp.
And so he jumps out of his car, and Riley Herbst does not. He waits until like all of security shows up to get out of his car. So I was like, could you imagine?
Well, that reminds me. Remember when Clint Boyer was punching Ryan Newman while he was still strapped, and as soon as Newman got his belts undone, Clint took off running?
Yeah, that's
same
smart
reason.
Man.
Yeah, same reason.
Yeah, like if you're not going to wreck him in the car, do not try and wreck his face because Farmer Boy going to give you a lesson.
Dude, Austin could sit on him and kill him.
Oh, he would just, one punch. So remember when Frozen came out and like when she punches Hans, I have kids, so leave me alone. Like
when you start comparing to Bluey, then we're really in trouble.
She literally punches through his face. That's what it would look like.
That's what was going to happen.
That's what it would have looked like. It would have been no more.
Yeah.
We would have had we would have lost our last Ford driver. We only have one now.
Well, he's about to be a Toyota driver anyway, but
right.
It's the biggest thing
because he's gay.
Yeah. The biggest thing that shocked me about that was Austin Hill took responsibility for a wreck and then apologized. Like, can we appreciate how amazing that moment was on Saturday? This has never happened before. Like
first.
Yeah. Austin Hill was at fault. That's not new. We get that most every week. But he was at fault and took responsibility. Like I feel like Riley Herbst deserves something. I don't know what it is, but he deserves something. Because like I never thought we'd see this.
Moving on.
He's still pigeon.
Alex, did you have trouble watching it on the CW?
Yeah, it ticks me off. Because it's all based on locality, and if you're traveling and you're in an area that doesn't have the CW, which apparently does exist, because I found that out Saturday, you can't stream it, which ticks me off. And it's like, I know it's very first world problems, but like...
I think if you download the CW app, you can.
You still can't, because I tried. Because
I was in
it was blacked out because I was in an area that didn't have CW. And I had to wait like an hour until I got back into Cumberland County, and then I reloaded the app and it worked. It's dumb. How
does that work?
Because it's using the GPS in your phone to track your location.
Well, I understand that. I'm just saying, how are they not covering everything?
That's what I don't get. Like, I thought CW was supposed to be everywhere, but apparently they're, at least in Western Pennsylvania, there are areas that don't have it, because I was out driving home from Pittsburgh. And I tried the app. I tried closing, resetting, refreshing.
You should be trying to drive a little bit more.
Well, no, I did that when I was stopped. I should warn that. I did not. I did not try while I was driving down the highway. But I don't know. It just kind of irritates me because it's like
Alex is driving down the highway like Austin Dillon.
I know it's very first world problems, but it feels like we're stepping backwards. And that's what I hate is anytime we step backwards. And it's like, so now we've limited the reach of, oh, by the way, the best product that NASCAR has. I don't know. I know it's very first world problem-y, but it just kind of ticked me off Saturday.
Okay. I'll give you a minute to talk about it. Thank you. The truck race was really good. A lot of racing. Go figure. Heim was just a wrecking. He was a wrecking ball in a good way. I mean, the guy, he was fast. You know who else is fast? Layne Riggs. Where did he come from? How are they cheating? They got to be somehow. Because he is on a rocket ship.
He is. And when he won, was it the second winner, his first win, they were interviewing Scott Riggs, and I did not realize this. That entire team was new this year. Not just driver, team and everything.
Yeah.
So, and then it kind of makes sense because you look at some of the fumbles this year and you're like, oh, they were all rookies.
Yeah.
So
they just they're just putting it together that quick.
Heck yeah. I mean, Mitch and I are huge Layne Riggs fans.
I understand that.
He gets it.
I like him too. I mean, how can you not like him? He's winning in a Ford.
Yeah. And a likable personality. Very likable personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very respectful. Yeah, he's cool. Races really well in late models. So another car store guy. Just, running well.
Yeah.
So
Lightning McQueen was out there doing well too. Butterbean McQueen.
I like Butterbean. He's cool.
So, Mitch, let's talk about you were down in Martinsville for the late model race. Was there 80 cars?
So I think there was 76 that qualified, so just 4 or 5 scratched. But single car qualifying,
What did it take all afternoon?
No, it took an hour, dude. It was crazy. They had 2 out go out one time, so the draft didn't really affect them.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did 2 laps. It was pretty neat, and then they did no gimmicks. It was just 4 heats, top 10 make it. If you miss it, you miss it. 10th is the
no B main,
moving spot.
No last chance.
No B main. Nope. And there was 40 cars that started, so I haven't seen a 40 car field since.
Wow,
I guess
that must have been insane.
500. Well, yeah,
maybe I should
awesome,
get flow racing.
That's like OG NASCAR, man.
Right. But I mean, there was bump and runs for transfer spots. Nobody fought, which was very odd. But I mean, there was a lot of good racing. I felt tire management definitely was a big thing in the race and all. But had some hot dogs. I think I had about maybe 4.
My man,
a little bit of everything.
You're still regretting it, aren't you?
No, actually, I'm regretting I didn't have enough.
I was gonna say 4's not bad. We had 20 when we went.
A lot.
We had 20 a person when we went.
I just noticed,
and they got a fair going on.
Alex
during
is,
the race.
Alex is. We're already losing space here.
Oh yeah,
the gym has been deactivated to a nursery, and we now have a cycling bike.
Listen, at this point, I'm just grateful we still have this. This in the next 6 months, this may disappear. We'll find out. So
we have to start buttering up Katie so we can move into my basement.
Exactly. Yeah, you got more floor space than I do. But I loved watching it even on Flow Racing, man. I'm sure it was that much more fun in person because it was. I watched the whole race and it was fantastic. Looney and Quapple going back and forth. That was freaking. That was so much fun to watch. It was killer.
I know. And there was just a lot of comer and goers, and cars were messing up. You had people saving tire. I mean, there's different strategies going on too. I thought it was a pretty good race overall. There was passing. It didn't seem like people had to do anything desperate, but there was some aggressive moves and there was some clean moves, But it was a good race overall.
That's cool. Yeah, I would love to make it down for that sometime. It feels like it always happens on a weekend that I can't get away. I had an event last weekend, so I was stuck here. Well, I was doing JD Vance.
Yeah,
that's worthwhile. Yeah.
So moving on, dirt track, we haven't seen a lot go on with that. Kenny Edkin has another BAPS track championship. Holla at you.
Scheduled tweet.
Would you have 6 races or something like that? They did not race much this year.
No, Kenny said their touring series only had 2. That's bad. And someone said, "Oh, so you didn't win that?" He goes, "No, because I wrecked in the one race."
So I won one and flipped in the other.
Yeah,
loser.
No, rain this year
Kenny.
sucked. So
rain has been
that's
horrible.
I even put on the notes for the dirt track moment. Literally every dirt track race rained out this weekend.
It's been raining.
All of them.
I legit have not seen the sun in 14 days.
I know.
September 20th, I actually went back and looked. I have a screenshot. We will see the sun on Thursday, which will be 13 days without the sun.
Wow.
Friday, September 20th.
We're
is when we
going
saw
golfing.
the sun.
Yeah, that's true. Do you want
But
to
I
skip
saw the
work
sun
on
on
Thursday and go
Saturday.
golfing, Mitch?
Call off work on Thursday.
Tempting, man. Thursday?
Yeah.
I'm going to a concert Wednesday night, so
That's even.
maybe I should.
That actually lines up.
That helps you. Yeah.
Who are you going to see
Yeah, but-
Wednesday?
Matt Carney.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Carney.
I have no idea who Matt Carney
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
He's,
Country?
no, he's Christian, actually. He's
Oh.
playing XL. So,
CCM, baby.
yeah. I'm pretty sure, like, he's on the Christian radios, but he's not, like, some of the songs are Christian based, and I think some are relationship based, so I don't know if he converted or what, but it's pretty good.
The handshake between Christian music and country music is very, 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 very,
close.
very close. Yeah.
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 Shout out to Dave Blaney for going out on top.
Dude.
Walks off, wins, retires. Boom. Done.
This was such a cool moment. And I mean, obviously, like when you can win a major race and then be like, hey, by the way, this is it. Like that is already like 10 out of 10. But what was kind of cool is Danny Dietrich, who's obviously the guy referring 410s, he finished second place to him. And Danny even had a whole thing on Twitter about like, hey, not that I'm a fan of finishing second, but if it was going to be to anybody,
Yeah.
this is the guy. And I just thought that was so cool. Like it was just one of those moments that was really, really neat. So gonna miss seeing him on the track for sure. I mean, I tell you what, that guy can drive Sharon Speedway. Like it doesn't matter what series, who's in the field.
Some would say he owns it.
Yeah. It's almost like he owns the track. Yeah.
He's like, hey, I'm racing this week. We want to go with the medium gray clay.
Yeah.
We're going to put the clay in real tight.
Here's how you're going to prep it, and we're going to use this, and then we're bringing this car.
Yes. Perfect.
And then I'm going to retire.
Yeah.
Wouldn't retire.
It's just so cool. And of course, it was the memorial race for his dad.
Yes.
Which is that much cooler, which is Ryan's grandfather. So just really, really cool moment. So can't dislike that. I'm going to scroll your notes down
Thank
real
you.
quick here.
Thank
Sorry.
you. That was wonderful. I was waiting. So
And I did it without upsetting Zoom. This was a good moment, ladies
I don't
and
even
gentlemen.
like either of these news or rumors.
I mean, we've already...
Ty Dillon land a cup ride again, somehow. Praise the Lord. He sucks.
Money
We're going to
talks,
go with
ladies
more
and gentlemen.
shark fin for Dega because that totally stopped Corey from flipping. Cool story. Let's talk about Championship 4 predictions. Who's going to
I
get
like
eliminated? Who is going to move on? Let's talk about we'll talk about the first 4 out as we move to the round of 8. Mitch, I did not give you a heads up on this, so do you want to go or do you want me to go?
Hold on.
Yeah, and I'm literally pulling it up
you
right
guys-
now on my phone,
Okay,
too.
I will go.
Well,
so
yeah. You can go.
I feel
Yeah.
like you prepped, David, so you can go
I'm
first.
going to give you more time, I will do my eliminated
Okay.
plus then my Championship 4, which would be the next elimination. But instead of talking about the ones that are eliminated, I'm going to talk about the ones that make it through.
I love it. All right, sounds
So,
good.
eliminated this round, I have Austin Cindric, Chase Briscoe, Daniel Suarez, and Chase Elliott.
You know what's funny? Kyle Petty had that exact same pick.
I changed
yesterday.
my mind. God, I hate that guy. It's not a bad take,
It's
though.
not a bad take.
For Championship 4, I have, drumroll please, Alex Bowman. Go figure.
Sticking with it. I like it. Stand bold, your tick.
Ryan Blaney.
Woohoo!
William Byron. And last but not least, Christopher Bell. And that is my Championship 4 with Alex Bowman coming out on top.
I can appreciate that pick. Mitch, are you ready? Have you had proper time to bake this now in your head?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, so I do believe Briscoe and Cindric will be out. I believe Suarez and Reddick somehow make it in. But the 2 guys that are out are going to be Denny Hamlin and Chase Elliott.
Ooh.
Praise the Lord. I'll take it.
Man, that's a hot take. I like it. I like that hot take.
Well, because, I can see Suarez running well the next 2 races. I really can. I think he could
does
do
good.
all right with
He does
that.
well at Super Speedway. He does well at road courses. I agree with you.
Good stages. And recently, Denny Hamlin's like, I don't know if he has a concussion or what's going on because he just hangs out in the back of Atlanta and doesn't do much. And then I know he did dominate. He didn't really do much at Kansas for a Denny Hamlin kind of track that he always seems to dominate. So I don't know. I just think something's gonna. I don't think he's gonna run well at Dega, and he's definitely not gonna run well at the Roval.
That's true. Oh, that's true.
But-
I forgot how bad he is at the Roval. That's a good take.
Right.
Him and Brad will be in the back.
Probably.
I don't know. Brad can run well at road courses. I just think they haven't figured it out with this car. But he's a good road racer, though. Just this car just struggles. But Final Four, I do believe it's William Byron's going to be in there. He's been my pick all year. That's my champion pick. Still, I can see the 12 making it just because he's more consistent.
Holla.
And as far as everybody else, I have no idea. I mean, they're all kind of inconsistent. So I could totally see Bell going in clutch and Larson probably just the top 4 right now. But really, the other than the 12 and the 24, I think it's a toss up, to be honest.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, honestly, it's not a bad take because I think my first 4
Reddick
out
could get hot.
Well, and I guess that's always the battle, right? I think my first 4 out, I'm gonna pretty much do a lot of what you did, David. I'm taking Cindric, Briscoe, Suarez, and Elliott. I don't have a lot of faith in that 9 car right now. I think maybe this is the end of the road for them. My top 4, I had the 12, obviously. Bias, but I mean also history is helpful. I think the 20 is going to make it. I think the 5 is going to make it. And I'm actually going to take, this feels like a hot take right now, but I think I'm going to take the 45. The only thing with Byron is they're so spotty this year. I don't have a whole lot of faith in them.
But has he been spotty the last 3 races? No.
And I know that, and like I look back at every year he sucks during the summer, but it's like
he knows when to use his stuff. He's a smart man.
It could happen. Hey, and I could totally be wrong. My faith is so low in him right now. So even though Reddick had a garbage Kansas race, I have more faith in him, I think, than I do Byron for the last round. So, but no, that's a good question there, David. We didn't really get a chance to do that earlier because I feel like we were doing our 2 for podcast, so we didn't really get a chance to talk through those predictions. So
That's true.
Yeah,
this is true. Looking forward to Dega. I'm going to pick a winner because I'm the host and I get to pick the rules.
you get to do your thing. All right,
Ladies and gentlemen, winning, driving the 51 Ford. Ladies and gentlemen, Rick Ware Racing's first win goes to Corey LaJoy at Talladega.
My gosh.
oh man,
There we go.
dude.
There we go.
That could be a thing. That could be a thing.
Dude, that'd
He
be
races
crazy.
great at Talladega. Now he's got the dark horse Mustang under him. He's going to ride that pony all the way to the checkered flag.
Now, I do think he'll race up front. I don't think he's going to preserve anything, but that's cool. I'm all for it. That'd be awesome to see.
That happens. I will be over to give Mitch the Ritalin because he will need something to calm down.
Yes, I mean it's going to be a good time. I definitely will be celebrating it if that happens for probably for the next 2 years. I'll be honest.
I gotta savor it.
Yeah, I'll probably celebrate to the end of the year, and then I'll also we'll start Daytona and we'll celebrate all 36 races that we won last year. And then,
Remember that Talladega race?
that's all we gotta know. That's all we need. That's all we need right now.
He's still living off that Martinsville late model win.
That's true.
Modified. I was sitting there. I was like, you know what? Corey got one of these clocks. That's what I was thinking. I was like, he definitely won here, but I know it was a mod race. But hey, it's the same trophy for late models, mods, cup, IMSA, whatever you want to call it. But as far as picks for this weekend, am I next or
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll. It kind of goes against what I was thinking. Because whatever my playoff prediction was, I don't know. I for some reason the 9 car I could see him winning this weekend.
Oh man. No, you got to stay on it. You got to stay on the train.
I know. I didn't make much sense, but I was thinking that. But really, he could do it. He runs well here. I think a Hendrick car does it, though. But I'm going to go against everything I just said. I'm going to pick Chase Elliott. Sorry.
This is why he reached the Bengals, ladies and
Yeah, I was going to say. Unfortunately,
But this is it. If he doesn't win here, he's gonna miss the next round. Like that's the thing. Like he ain't gonna do well at the.
all right.
Roval.
You're
Saying that
validating your pick. I like it. Yeah.
You're saying Chase Elliott, the Roval King, is not going to do well at the Roval.
I don't know. Not
he
the
a
next
Roval
gen
King?
though. Like
Yeah, he hasn't won a road course race in this car, has he?
Okay.
nope. I don't think so. So I think it's a solid pick.
Hey, we're running out of
to-
tape here. We're going to stop recording in a minute. Go ahead and do your picks, Alex.
Number 12's getting it done Sunday, baby. He won
Wow,
here last year.
Homer.
Gonna make it happen again this year.
Homer.
Regardless, it is gonna be a blue oval. I think I am high on the blue oval this weekend.
The only reason I didn't pick Brad because I didn't want to curse him.
That's fair.
That's why I didn't pick him.
Thank you.
You know what? Every time I don't pick Blaney, he wins. So I should just say
Do
Brad
it.
Keselowski.
You should definitely pick the 11.
Pick Denny. Pick Denny.
Definitely Denny Hamlin. He's gonna win this one. He's gonna pull it
Remember
out.
when he went down like 10 car lengths below the yellow line to win a
Yeah.
race and Matty D got penalized for it?
He actually is going to go through
on
the
the
grass
outside?
this weekend, not get a penalty. He's going to go through the grass. He's going to spin out. He's going to get towed back to pit road, not lose a lap,
What
and
would
then
happen?
win the race.
What would happen? I mean, let's talk insurrection, okay? We're going to
Dude.
make January 6th look like nothing.
Anarchy, bro.
Oh, God. Because who's worse? Who's better at ruining things? The Democrats or the NASCAR committee?
One and the same, actually.
Or NASCAR Corp or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, well, you're not wrong.
To quote Tom Selleck, the best way to get nothing done is to put a committee in charge.
Yeah, I like that. I still love the old Ronald Reagan quote. The scariest words you can hear are "I'm from the government and I'm here to help."
Yeah.
Yeah, dude had it figured out 40 years ago. Genius.
My buddy Tony
Yep.
sometimes listens. He did name his son Reagan.
I'm all for it. I like it. I keep joking if our kid's born on election day, I think we name him Donald. You know?
Ooh. I go with Reagan.
Yeah, I
Just
think
kidding.
Reagan
I would
be
never do
better.
that. Call him
What if you name him Jay?
Call
Jay,
him Ron.
Ron. The sanctimonious.
Ron. Thank you so much for listening to the Racing Addicts Podcast. This episode was brought to you by DLG Electric. For all your electric needs, dlgelectric.com, 717-856-8985. Reach out. If you're looking to get a generator installed, I would do it quickly because they're going to be shooting quick.
Oh,
down
bro,
south.
they go be on high demand now.
I got to get a couple ordered tomorrow, actually.
Yeah,
because I just had one delivered
for
today.
kicks. Yeah.
So, thank you so much for sticking around, Mitch. It was enjoyable. I feel like we've been like Joe Biden, distant.
Yeah, I can't remember last time we hung out. I mean, we've had chances, but like either I'm busy or
always falls through.
You're busy. Yeah.
I blame
It's
you
like-
because I have a family to take care of, and you can
my
just you should just drop
you
everything.
always
and come
pull
hang out
that.
with me.
You always pull that
I'm
card.
gonna pull
but
it. I'm gonna pull it.
Except last week you had a gig you forgot about. So
That was my
Yeah, I was
fault.
like,
That was my fault.
and then that weather was bad on the way home.
dude, I was nuts.
We were out of power.
was-
Yeah.
Well,
That was
kinda,
nuts.
yeah. We were out of power.
How that did
when I
you
got
plug
home.
the did he plug the generator in? I
He
installed?
It worked. It worked phenomenal.
That's
so
what I want to
DLG
hear.
hooked
That's
us up.
what I want to hear. Look at
Ladies
that.
and gentlemen,
A
DLG
testimonial.
Electric.
Testimonium. What is that? A testimonial.
Unpaid testimonial. Yes.
Unpaid testimonial. They did pay. I did not do it for free. For the record,
They did not pay.
I don't do freebies.
No.
Guess. So yeah, that about
Would you like
wraps
to
it
do
up.
it for exposure?
That about wraps up this week's episode. We will be back next week, most likely to recap Dega and talk about the last race in the round of 12.
And the shark fin.
Alex, it's been a pleasure. Mitchell, thank you
Always
so
good.
much for sticking by, and we will see you guys next time.
Holla. Go 12.
See you guys. Corey's gonna win.